protect that man.
Hide your ladies.
You are ready, Josh?
Wow, this is gonna happen. I'm so excited for this match, dude.
Gentlemen, fight it out.
Oh, here we go.
Kenny, what was the phrase we used? The immovable object meets the unstoppable force?
Something like that.
Something like that. That's happening right now.
Yeah, it is.
Dean with the pull. Dean pulling into that butterfly guard. Kenny, Dean's butterfly guard is unreal for how big he is. He has this uncanny ability to get underneath and lace, I should say, reap the leg. I mean, one of the best leg reapers. We've seen it all night, the leg reap for the heel hook attempt. But very few people have the leverage that Dean Lister has. When look at this little arm drag, Dean's. Look, ooh, Dean, I've never seen Dean really do that, I'll be honest.
Went inverted a little bit.
Yeah.
But Josh Barnett very careful in that butterfly guard, keeping his hips nice and...
Look at that hook. See the way Josh Barnett's right arm is hooking that leg?
Yes.
Well, I'm predicting he will, if not now, later in the match, look to use that for his knee bar setup to swing his left leg over the stomach head of Dean and catch that leg and look to tangle up Dean's left leg for that submission.
Yeah, these are two men who are very well versed with the leg lock game.
Yeah, watch for both guys to go for that attack. You'll see him in the half guard in this position specifically. It would be Barnett's right arm will pummel on Dean's left leg. See there, he's going for that top of the foot control. That's usually the sign that they're going to go for a rolling toe hold, from my experience. Dean's been working this arm drag in the gym a lot. If he was to make this arm drag or any variation off of it work, it would be now in the beginning of the match before Josh gets sweaty.
Does he typically use it to take the back off of it? Is he trying to set up a submission off of this? How does he usually set it up?
It goes so many ways with Dean. He always finds ways to turn everything into a heel hook. Arm drag to heel hook, everything to heel hook. You know, it's interesting to see Dean outsized.
Barnett
I'm
is
so used
large man.
I'm so used to seeing Dean be the biggest man. So here, Dean being the smaller guy, it's going to be a real test of Dean's technical abilities here. I'm not going to be able to rely on strength. And Barnett, the passing, dude, is so dangerous. There's so much weight behind the passing. You have to really respect it and throw your guard recovery up really fast, otherwise he will secure that side control.
Josh is such a great
There's that arm drag I was talking about.
You can hit that
See what Dean just not 100% with that. Kenny, I'm still tired. I don't know. Am I?
Are you out of breath?
I need to throw up.
Just don't throw up on me.
Your suit is nice.
Thank you. I want to keep it vomit free. That was impressive, though, man.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Thank you. I tried my best. Barrett Yoshida, once again, one of the greatest.
You're an animal, man.
You see Josh Barnett here on top in the guard of Dean Lister.
There you go. Yep. There you go.
Two of the greatest, biggest. Oh, a little pass, but you see that underhook that Dean keeps. That underhook up on the back can help Dean recover guard or pummel down onto a single leg and prevent the side control here.
Now, a lot of people.
Looks like Barnett passed, though.
Yep. A lot of people thought this was a big mistake for Barnett to wear the wrestling shoes. Now, it still might be, but can you argue that he actually has a better grip now on the canvas? You know, it can get slippery out there. How did it feel? Do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage for Barnett to go out there with the wrestling shoes? Yeah,
you know, looking at it now, it looks like he's getting a little more grip as he's using his feet to push into the mat to drive pressure into Dean. Looks like it's starting to benefit him.
Did you feel it was slippery out there when you're out there?
You know, the canvas is not slippery. I've trained on those wrestling mats before.
Yeah.
And those wrestling mats are so slippery, man. This was, I actually enjoyed the canvas. I like it with a little more friction, personally.
That's how the UFC canvas is. It's the exact same feel.
I did rub my toe, and there's a raspberry on my toe. I'll
put a Band-Aid on it.
I'll keep that to myself. Yeah. Look at see Dean keeping that underhook?
Yes.
Very dangerous there. I feel like Josh could turn that into a Kimura. Josh Barnett's really good with Kimuras.
He is. He's doing a good job, though, of keeping his hips low and on the hip of Dean Lister. If he gets too high, he's going to allow Dean Lister to kind of go up that back door and maybe get back to his knees or possibly even take the back. Dean's very good with that underhook, but Josh Barnett keeping very good pressure on the chin of Dean Lister.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man, pacing yourself is probably one of the top 3 most important things to do out there. You know, you want to go for the submission, you want to not get tapped, you want to pace yourself. And looks like Dean's trying to do that here. But Josh, you know, Josh is happy to be there in side control, man. He's like, yo, Dean, you want to sit here all day? Well, I can sit here all day too. I'm on top, I'm in control. you know, you need to bring it to me. I'm on top here. Type mindset.
Definitely two very smart competitors here. And again, this is for a title. This is for the heavyweight title in Metamoris. If no submission is scored during this bout, it's a draw. No one gets the title. So both these men really have to go for it here.
Now, is the title like a belt? That would be cool.
I believe so.
Like a big belt.
Yeah.
Nice, I like belts. Looks like Josh is content to hold him here. You see the way Josh has his right arm pummeled under Dean's leg. Look for him, like I said, to start to use that to set up knee bars. However, Kenny, it would be much easier if he was in half guard, actually, to catch that knee bar.
I agree. I agree.
Josh would have to slide his right knee across Dean's stomach and his left leg up over the head to get that knee bar. But it is doable. I've seen it happen.
And Barnett's pressure is phenomenal here. I mean, to be able to keep Dean Lister for this long inside control is very impressive in and of itself. I feel like Barnett, as a mixed martial artist, does not get enough credit for his high-level grappling game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now Dean trying to use that underhook to try to get back to his knees or get back to the guard at least. Barnett just so heavy in that position.
Yeah, it's really interesting watching Dean adjust his game to somebody bigger and heavier than him. I said earlier, I haven't really seen too many people that are larger than Dean. So, you know, this is very weird for me to see Dean kind of being dominated here. Dean looks small.
Yeah. Now, does he have big training partners like Josh Barnett in San Diego?
You know, we tried our best to get people that could emulate Josh Barnett's style, but there isn't a person on the planet that can really emulate or duplicate what Josh Barnett does.
Absolutely.
So, you know, and same thing with Dean Lister, you know, for both of these guys, finding training partners to, you know, to simulate the opponent has been a definitely struggle in their training camps. But no, absolutely not. There's nobody we could find with a body type and a style that could prepare Dean 100% for this match. Josh Barnett is an amazing athlete, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never heard of him, for you jiu-jitsu guys who haven't heard of him and don't know about Josh Barnett, which is understandable. He doesn't compete in the gi a lot. He doesn't do a lot of submission grappling tournaments, but he is a force to be reckoned with, and he's old school, Kenny.
Yes, he is. Man, he's been around the game forever, whether it's mixed martial arts, a guy who's trained in judo, wrestling, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. He's won the world championships in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I don't think a lot of people knew that about Josh Barnett, but Josh, absolute beast.
Josh
Barnett
Barnett
combat sports.
Submitted Otavio Sosa.
Yeah.
If you know who Otavio Sosa
crazy.
is, he's an amazing jiu-jitsu fighter. He's one of the best omoplatas in the game. World champ. He competed in Metamoris 1, I believe, with Crone and lost. But you know, Josh Barnett was able to submit him. Kenny, I think I see Van Anderson Silva.
No. Oh yeah, that is Anderson.
Is that Anderson Silva? I'm not.
Anderson Silva in the house. I love it.
Come up on it.
Very cool. Do you know him?
Kind of.
Maybe an introduction would be cool later.
I'll see what I can do.
It's my friend.
What about
Jeff.
Bruce Buffer? I get interested in Bruce Buffer.
Yeah. I know Bruce.
Do you?
He said my name out loud before in the mic at Abu Dhabi.
Ah, yes.
I was honored. Look at Dean playing the footsies. Doesn't want to give that ankle control to Josh. Josh started to look for the pass, doing that pass. It's just there's so much behind that, forcing Dean to roll, exposing Dean's back here.
Josh,
Dean's
so
in trouble.
explosive.
Dean did not want to give up that side control there again, Kenny. He was opting out to give up the back rather. And you see Josh pinning Dean's right ankle to the ground with his shin. That just looks very uncomfortable, Kenny.
And Josh just really so good with his control, with his top pressure. Giving Dean Lister a tough time here from this top position.
We're about halfway through the match. And Dean's going to have to do something drastic here. He's being totally controlled and dominated from the top.
There he is, as you said, man. The GOAT, the greatest of all time, Anderson Silva, in the house, checking out the action here at Metamoris.
Very cool. Very cool. Anderson Silva with one of the best triangles was able to triangle guy on our card tonight, Mr. Chael Sonnen.
Exactly. He's going to be going up against Chris Weidman. No, sorry, not Chris Weidman. He already fought Chris Weidman.
Oh, he's going against
Diaz. He's going to go against Nick Diaz.
That would be cool.
Yes.
Be cool to get Nick in the Metamoris. So here we see Dean just again just being totally controlled here. And like I said, for those of you who follow Dean Lister's career, this is a little out of the ordinary.
Yep.
To see Dean being dominated like this.
Especially, you know, in the last match against Babalu, it seemed like he tired out a little bit. He got up to a great start. Not really off to a great start here against Josh Barnett. Do you think he's going to try to pour it on now as we get into the last set of 10 minutes here?
Yeah, you know, looking at what's going on here, I'm anticipating that Dean will and is saving his attacks for the last 5 minutes. You know, so we'll see what happens, man. That's what I was trying to do with Barrett. I'll tell you what, I did not want to gas out that first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes was just kind of playing defense. And here, Josh pulling him back into side control. Dean does not want to be here, dude. Now he's cradled up. This sucks. This position sucks a lot. If Josh could get his left knee up to Dean's ribs, Dean would be really uncomfortable here, Kenny. That knee belly position.
What a statement Josh Barnett would make if he was able to do what no one has done in 16 years, and that is submit Dean Lister.
Yeah.
That would be unbelievable. But
I mean, you got to think numbers and odds. I mean, how long can somebody go at such a high level, fighting the best of the best, and not get submitted? I mean, it's really unheard of.
It's like Dean was having some words with Josh. I'm not sure exactly what the exchange was, but
I'll ask Dean later.
And Barnett, I'd be going for that leg, that arm you were talking about.
Dean's arms, his forearms are quite large. They're a big target.
It must be hard to get your hand around his forearm.
Yeah, yeah. You see, Dean does this in the gym. He lays flat. He does this lay flat thing. I'm not exactly sure. I know there's something to this. I'm not sure.
Now, defensively, it could work, but mobility-wise, it doesn't
Let's work, Josh.
to improving your position, but it can be tough to
work the sub if you're on top.
Lock up a limb from that position when he's locked out like that.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it looks like, oh, Dean coming up on that single. Kimura, Josh was waiting for that all
he's
day.
Definitely trying to set that up.
See, if I was Josh, I would have let Dean get a little further on that Kimura. What do we have? The crowd's reacting to something we can't see from where we're at. Oh, we have a possible arm lock. I told you, Dean's arms are a big target. Oh, we have a Kimura.
Oh, my.
Dean has not been put in this position in a long time.
Barnett is in an excellent position to finish that. He's got that arm pinned. See if he can pull that arm up and away from Dean. Dean
that arm pin looked very uncomfortable, Kenny, what you said there.
Wow.
Dean is so strong. It's very hard to keep him in any position for too long. Josh really putting that pressure on.
Josh Barnett has been dominant here against Dean Lister so far.
He's starting to get sweaty. I imagine that Dean's grips are starting to vanish here. If Dean could get him back into his half guard, he could start to mount some kind of attack here. Josh hiding his legs from the half guard. You see Josh turns the hip, has his left hip pressed down into Dean. Josh is not sitting on his knees. He's turned onto his hip. That makes it very difficult to recover half guard when somebody's shifted to the side like this. And you see Dean still trying to catch that leg, but by turning up, he's exposed himself again here. Josh taking that underhook, checking up for the time. Dean looking to his corner, listening to advice.
Josh doing a good job using that wrestler's ride from this position. Dean Lister just unable to roll out to back into his guard. You've seen Dean before and a lot of other jiu-jitsu guys who can roll out and get back to guard, but Barnett just controlling so well.
Absolutely. The hips and thighs of Barnett are absolutely huge, man. And I mean, that looks like where the majority of that 260 pounds is at, or how much he weighs. You know, it's very difficult to lift somebody's hips. That's half of jiu-jitsu, is getting underneath somebody's hips and moving them around. Right. Josh is making that impossible tonight, Kenny.
Let's go, guys. Just pour it on.
Dean just looks so frustrated here. 6 minutes. 6 minutes to go, and we haven't really seen anything from Dean besides defense. Looks like Dean might have a bloody nose or something there.
Yeah, I think I saw his mouth bleeding earlier. I'm not sure if they
may have taken a chop.
Yeah, got knocked.
Let's see, this might be Dean's chance to make something happen. If his hands are locked, I promise you that is a strong grip. Dean breathing there. You see this grip he does. Dean uses this grip a lot, Kenny. Just too much to hold on to.
So powerful. Josh Barnett just powered out of it.
Such a big leg to try to hold on to. Although it could be an easy target too. Sometimes the bigger the limb, the easier it is to attack. And here again, we see Josh controlling the side of Dean.
Josh Barnett just always seems to be a step ahead of Dean Lister here.
Yeah.
Really using his size, using his physicality here against Lister.
Seems like Josh is just a little bit in better shape, just a little more conditioned here.
Well, there's certainly an advantage to
see, Kenny,
the
I see
high
what
level
you're
of activity of Barnett.
I see what you were talking about with the shoes.
Yes, he's digging right into that mat, applying more pressure on his side control.
Oh, Dean doesn't look happy here. Uh-oh, here's another Kimura attempt. See, you were talking earlier about how Josh was able to get his knee over his arm. You see right there, he's trying to do it again. Oh, he had the head locked in there, that head scissors. Very uncomfortable on the neck. Josh, with his catch as catch can, is going to be throwing a lot of submissions that most jiu-jitsu guys are not used to, or that often will wash away as unuseful. For example, the head scissors. You see Josh Barnett tried to do it. Dean had flinched. Dean cringed in pain.
Oh, and there's that shin across the face
Easy
of
on the knee.
Barnett.
Easy on the knee.
Now we're seeing Dean get back to a little bit of a guard here, just hanging on from that half guard.
And Josh is totally sweaty here, man. Dean's gonna really have to do something drastic here. Catch his breath. You got 4 minutes to make something happen here. Otherwise, we're going to a draw. Kenny, ladies and gentlemen at home, you guys got to understand that 20 minutes is such a long time to keep your wits about you and defend submissions, especially, you know, you get down to the last 5 minutes. I mean, you are exhausted. You're not the same man you were when you started the match.
Absolutely.
I mean, you hear the fans and your coaches telling you, you know, you got a minute left, but it's like, what do you have in the gas tank? What kind of, how much heart do you have at that point to make something happen when you're exhausted, Kenny? It's a whole nother story.
You know, what's interesting about Josh Barnett, he's been extremely efficient. You know, he's been the guy putting the pressure on. He's been advancing his position, but he's also been very efficient as well. He's paced himself extremely well.
Yes, well said. That's true. He's playing a very smart game here.
Yeah.
He hasn't exposed himself to one near submission, one sweep, one pass. I mean,
he really has shut down the game of Dean Lister.
It's been Josh Barnett's match for sure. Let's see, Josh going to look to pass.
Do you think it's a matter of the style of Josh Barnett? Is it the size of Barnett, do you think, is giving all these troubles to Dean?
Yeah, you know, they say styles make fights, and it seems that that Josh has the style. Look at these guys conversing with each other. I wonder what they're saying. Saying, go for my leg. Go ahead. Try to get my leg.
I think they're talking about your match with Yoshida.
He said, try that donkey guard on me. I dare you. And Josh with the pass just made that look so easy, using that weight advantage. Keep Dean trying to pummel up on that single leg. But pummeling on the single leg means you have to grab that giant thigh of Josh Barnett. Look at that thing.
Barnett just making Dean Lister's life miserable.
2 minutes left here, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't look like much going on here, but the pressure is unreal. And Dean, again, back inside mount. Not really, I saw a look of frustration there on Dean's face. He's got this body lock around underneath Josh's arms here.
Yes.
But it's more a tactic to hold on here, I'd say, at this point. It's not like he's really going to be able to do anything with that. What Dean needs to do, Kenny, is scramble away, get Josh off of him, maybe get back to his feet and try a new approach. Right. This approach from the bottom is doing nothing for him.
Well, he started off with the butterfly guard. I'm surprised that he didn't try to elevate and get underneath the hips of Josh Barnett.
Yeah.
And of course, Josh was countering very well. He's keeping his hips up and away from Dean Lister. But I mean, huge kudos goes out to Josh Barnett for this.
You know, sometimes, Kenny, you have a good position or a good move that you want to go for. Look at this, this almost like a Darce position, the three-quarter Nelson.
Yeah.
That Josh is putting here on Dean. A lot of pressure here. It's going to be hard for Dean to capitalize on that single leg position. He's not going to be able to do much with that way. He's got that three-quarter Nelson, and you see Josh float around, move around back to the guard. I was going to say, Kenny, it can be really frustrating to throw your best move on somebody and have them just completely shut it down. It's really a mental block. It can really break you mentally in a match when your best move gets shut down. It almost makes you not want to go for it at all.
Yeah. 28 seconds. A little bit of time left in this match. Can we see Josh Barnett go for a submission here? That's not good. He's cracking. Josh Barnett may hit this.
That looks very uncomfortable. Dean does not like this. It's very hard for Dean to breathe here.
Josh Barnett has submitted Dean Lister.
First time.
Unbelievable.
He did the undoable.
Unbelievable.
And of course, you see the sign of respect. Josh immediately running over to give a hug to his opponent, going over to greet. You see both these guys going over the sign of respect, going over and shaking the hands in the corner.
With just a few seconds left, Josh Barnett did what very few people have done throughout the career of Dean Lister, and that is submit him.
What a great strategy he used today to tire Dean out, make him think the last minute was just going to be a stall, and then go for the submission, the scarf judo position headlock there, Kenny. When you're tired, Kenny, that move is horrible.
Yeah. Especially a guy that size as Josh Barnett, man.
Dean Lister's first submission loss in a very long time. It's got to be frustrating.
Nice pressure. Nice pressure. Beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, Josh Barnett.
I just got to say